Temple Ruins. Hopefully there's a bonus one in here and we can save. Oh, yeah. Eventually these ruins get much harder. See how it's like, it seems like it's very dark? Eventually it gets to the point where you actually literally can't see anything more than what... Oh, there's a bouncy up here. I can just reach it, though. Alright, that'll do, I guess. Eventually it gets to the point where it's so dark you actually can't see. You can't see anything that's like not right in front of you, and that's really nerve-wracking. It kind of gets trial and error-y unless you're just really good on your reflexes. Ugh. Oh, there we go. Oh, I paused. I hesitated. We are having some green screen issues again. I'm gonna have to sort that out. I did another stream not too long ago, and I didn't have any of these green screen issues. It's actually really making me upset. It must be my lighting. Is that better or worse? That might have made it worse. There. Is that alright? I think that's alright. I hate it when things don't go my way. When things don't do what they're supposed to do. You know, I invest in all this green screen stuff. And there's a reason for that, because the room I'm in is not conducive to good lighting at all. So I'd rather just... It's a red room, alright? It's a very red room. I'm a very pale person. I'm already a ginger. There's too much reds and whites. It's not good for lighting. It's just not good for color. It's just not good. So I invest in a green screen to pretty much take out the room aspect of it. So it's just me, for better or for worse, so that it's just me. I want to get this spider when he comes back down. There we go. Oh darn it! I didn't want to get the bouncy ball. I didn't want to break it. I wanted to jump on it. You win some, you lose some. But anyway, yeah, I invest in this green screen stuff, and then it doesn't even work, and I get so angry. Of course, the reason is, one, I need to iron this green screen sheet. It's too wrinkly. It's not as smooth as it could be. And then I need a second light. I need to invest in a second light, and I've just been putting that off. Ooh. If you let it, Let's Plays can be an expensive hobby. Can be. It doesn't have to be, but if you let it, it really can be. I don't have to do green screen. I don't even have to do face cam at all, but I want to, and that just adds all these extra elements of things that I need to have if I want to do it. My toes were on it. That adds all these elements of things that you have to kind of, if you want it to be good quality, that you have to add. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, kid? Some days I don't want to do green screen. I mean, some days I don't want to do face cam at all. Some days I'm just like, oh, I don't want to. I don't want to get dressed up. I just want to, like, sit here naked and play games. What, you don't do that too? Don't tell me you don't sit in your room naked playing video games. It's natural. Naked is the natural video game state. You can't tell me otherwise. You can't lie to me like that. There we go. I think I'm going to play until I can save again. And I think we're gonna stop the stream there. It's not been a super long stream, but it's been a very productive one. We've made a lot of progress. But I don't want to run this too late. It's almost midnight. It's actually just after 11 my time. So we've been streaming for like. I thought I was still in front of the. I thought I was still in front of them. That's been the worst part about Crash Bandicoot, is just getting your depth perception right. Depth perception has been a serious plaguing issue of Crash Bandicoot. I don't know. I really hope that the new remaster I don't know if, because it's supposed to be in 4K or whatever, but hopefully something about their approach to the graphics and to the aesthetic, hopefully they do something to try to remedy that, because that is actually a serious problem. Excuse me. I'm drinking all that soda. Now I have to burp. Also, you might have just noticed I accidentally spun some apples away. If they're just sitting around on the ground, then you can accidentally actually spin them away. So, for example, if I just spin, I actually hit that apple away. I didn't collect it. I did that for science, so you could see what it looked like. What happened? I didn't click anything. What happened? I just fell off. Well, that's bullcrap. That's a bunch of ice honky. Ice honky? What the heck is that? I wanted to say ice hockey, and I said honky. You know, like the racial slur. Oh my gosh. It's okay, I'm a honky, so I'm allowed to say it. I feel like how much of a hole do I want to dig for myself? I like to think that as a ginger, I consider myself my own race. So what I like to do is I like to use white racial slurs to like pretend to be like racist against white people. It's a joke I have in real life. I don't do it on camera because I don't want you guys to think I'm actually racist or doing, like, I don't like to do a lot of racist humor on the show or anything. I understand that that's not exactly appropriate all the time, but it's a thing I do in real life where I'm like, oh, you stupid honky, but I'm actually white too, and that's what always happens. I'm always like, you honky, and they're like, you're white too. I'm like, I'm not white, I'm ginger. And then it's just a whole stupid thing. I don't even know why I'm explaining this. It's just a whole stupid thing I like to do in real life. Now you know. Now you know that I hate white people. It's not true. It's not even true. It's one of those things that, like, I don't... racial jokes, right? Like... It's such a weird area because on the one hand, like, we shouldn't make them, right? You don't want to make light of a oh, well, that was really dumb. That was really dumb. You don't want to make light of a potentially serious situation, but at the same time, jokes kind of exist for that exact purpose. You know, like, the area that jokes, the thing that jokes can do that nothing else can do. Wow, I just can't get across that gap. The thing that jokes can do that just nothing else can is that you can take a very serious situation and make it light, and you can do it for a number of reasons. You might say, well, you don't want to make a serious situation like, God dang it, you don't want to make a serious situation comedic. You know, you don't want to like poke fun at that sort of stuff because that's insensitive and that sort of thing. But at the same time, that's kind of the idea of jokes, right? I'm sorry if this sounds like a rant or a ramble, but because I don't mean this to be... Oh, I finally made it. I don't mean for this to be a rant at all. I'm not ranting about... I'm an idiot. I can just barely make it. There we go. I don't mean for this to be a rant. It's just kind of a non sequitur ramble, right? But, like, how do we progress the dialogue on... in this case, race, but honestly, it can be anything. Any taboo subject you can think of. How do you progress that dialogue if you won't even joke about it? You know what I mean? If you can't even tell a harmless joke. But then again, I guess that depends on whether you believe that the jokes are harmless. Maybe if you believe that the jokes in and of themselves are inherently dangerous, then I understand where the concern comes from. I guess maybe I'm just kind of conflicted on that spectrum, and it's important to me personally, as just because I thought it was gonna stop. That was a really long burn. I thought it was gonna stop, so I jumped. Alright, well, at least I'm here. I'm getting a little distracted talking about these slightly more serious topics, right? But it's important to me as a YouTuber because you may have heard of, as a viewer, you may have heard of the impending adpocalypse. You may have heard about that, about the ad-friendly stuff. and not that I don't really want to talk about ads much at all, or if I really don't. Oh, this is so trippy. I don't really want to talk about ads so much. I just want to talk about the reason the ad apocalypse happened. You know, the idea of hate speech or inappropriate language or whatever not being ad friendly is a really interesting topic, because on the one hand we want to promote freedom of... What happened? I didn't touch anything. There's something weird going on with these floating platforms, and I don't like it. Something to do with the spinning. Oh yeah, my feet are moving slightly. That's really weird. I keep thinking that's gonna stop. Okay, I need to recollect my thoughts, get focused. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about adpocalypse. I was talking about freedom of speech, right? On the one hand, you should be free to say pretty much whatever you want to say. Now, what you say is going to have consequences depending on what you said. You know, you might be ostracized by society if you, like, say something really racist, for example. You might be ostracized by society, even though you have a legal right to say racist things, which I think a lot of people don't like to hear. You know, like technically speaking, there's nothing illegal about being racist. You know what I mean? It's not a good thing to be racist. It's just not technically illegal. It's freedom of speech, right? Now, you look at a platform like YouTube, right? Well, they're not government. They're a business. So they can dictate, well, if you are racist, for example, on a video, then we're going to just take down your videos. And a lot of people like to, you know, call it, well, what about freedom of speech? Technically speaking, your freedom of speech isn't protected by businesses, right? You know, they can stifle your freedom of speech, and that's what we saw with the adpocalypse, where a bunch of advertisers, I was waiting for the bats to come down and they never came down, where advertisers can say, well, we don't want videos with our ads in them to be alongside hate speech, and that sort of thing. So yes, the businesses have a right to actually restrict your freedom of speech if it's going to affect their revenue source, right? So it's a really interesting sort of conflict where YouTube's become this platform that is open for people to sort of discuss things, and where freedom of speech is important, but at the same time, YouTube itself has to cater to businesses that don't want hate speech to be on the platform to begin with. That all sounds fine. I think most people are totally okay with not having hate speech on YouTube. The problem comes to, well, what do you consider hate speech? You know, where if you take something someone says out of context, a perfectly innocent statement can sound like hate speech. And that's just out of context. Or what if someone said something and they didn't mean it to be hate speech, but could be construed that way? Is there a level of intention that we need to pay attention to? Can I make that jump? It seems like a really long jump. I can, okay. It just seemed like a really long jump. Whew, just barely got that. Oh. Now there's those wood planks that have like a giant hole in the middle. You actually can walk on them. They just fall a lot faster than the oh god, but you can't jump on them. You can run across them, but you can't jump on them. They'll fall straight through if you jump on them. It's really weird. You can actually technically run on... Oh god, oh, you can technically run on them. You can't stop. If you stop, you're dead. End of story, you're just dead. Now that warthog, that's not a warthog you can ride. That's a dangerous warthog. He actually tries to home in on you, which is kind of creepy. I don't know if you can spin him or not. I think you just have to avoid him. If I can, I'm just going to avoid it. Just avoid it altogether. But yeah, it's really weird because you can have situations where it's like, is that hate speech? For example, when I was talking about the whole, like, I'd like to call white people honky because I'm a ginger or whatever, out of context, I can see how that's a really random, bizarre, potentially racially problematic statement or something like that. But you understand what I was trying to do is just make, it was describe a situation, you know, is what I was doing. I wasn't actually calling any individual or actually any group. It was parody, it was satire, it was comedic. But that's where the problem comes in, right? Like, where there's a disagreement, there's a fundamental disagreement between different groups of people about, like, is it okay to make comedy on that sort of thing, or is that comedy still hate speech? That's where it becomes a problem. And then, of course, there's the, well, what if it's not actually comedy, even though you're saying it's comedy? What if, you know, it's just an excuse to get away with something? So, because there's sort of a fundamental distrust, I think, between these different groups of people. The ones that are sort of attacking certain language and others that are trying to defend it, for example. Oh, gosh! Oh, I need to try this. A friend of mine has the remastered. Angela, if you ever see this, hello. You mentioned you can cheese these levels on the remastered by running on the rope. Oh my gosh, you can do it. Kind of. Oh my gosh, you can cheese these levels by running on the rope. That changes everything. I never knew that. She discovered... Well, you can jump over it, though. It's very dangerous. Oh, but that's really interesting. She discovered in the remastered... I jumped right... Darn it. That you can cheese these levels. Oh, for crying... Well, maybe I shouldn't try to cheese them. Maybe I should try to play them legit. Because clearly it's not working for me. Oh, that frickin' warthog. Frick that warthog. I tell you what, Bobby. I'm gonna get good at it. I'm gonna get good at the cheese. I'm gonna get good at the gorgonzola, if you know what I'm saying. Oh my gosh, this is so cheaty. I can't believe that's a thing. I have to show this to Angela, because I bet she won't see my live stream. Oh. I jumped over it. Darn it, I shouldn't have even tried. I didn't need to. I was doing just fine. But that's good to know. That's really interesting. There we go. Oh, back to 20 lives. It feels so good. Oh, how do I... that's a trap. I have to make this jump. That broken one was just a trap to get you to jump on it. But you can actually make that long jump. It looks really... I have to keep my momentum up, though. These levels are actually quite difficult. God bless America. God bless America. Land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. It is just after 4th of July, so, you know, if you're feeling a little patriotic. Oh, that warthog freaked me out, and it might be... Oh, god darn it, I was so squirrely, so all over the place. Here, alright, here we go. Frick! I'm gonna lose my god dang mind. Alright, here we go. Concentration. Ah! I needed to land and jump faster. Oh, gosh. 14 lives. Can you believe we had almost 30 at one point? I think we actually did hit 30 at one point. Ooh! God, that crate needs to drop more apples. Oh, okay, that was trippy and I didn't like it. Oh, we need a cheese. We need cheese. We need cheese. We need the gorgonzola. I can't believe how far we got doing that. That was kind of amazing. Frick, I need to stop trying it, though. Maybe I should try the left side. Maybe the left side's easier. That's such a desperate thing. I just need to get good. Hashtag get good. What? I'm gonna have to go, like, farm more lives or something from some of the earlier levels. Is farming a thing in Crash Bandicoot? I think you can. I think you can farm. If you can, I definitely need to. I need to save. I was gonna play until I saved again. I don't think I've saved again. Holy crap. It's been so long, and I've almost lost all my lives. Alright, that Warhog's gonna come back. We're gonna wait for it. Oh, I didn't make that. I need to do a little jump. I think once the Warthog's behind us, he doesn't show up again. Really? Really, Weston? Oh, there we go. I'm using my real name. That's how you know I'm actually mad, because I forget who I am. Remember who you are. It's a Lion King reference. Alright, Mo. Oh, God. Little jump, little jump, little John, little John, little John. Oh, there we go. It's not a checkpoint, but I'll take it. Oh, there we go. We can save. We can finally save. Alright, here we go. This game can really take it out of you after a while. Watch this. This is going to be crazy. You see that? That was amazing. There we go. Get a couple lives. We needed those. Oh my gosh, we were under 10. Technically, we're 31% through the game. But we are struggling. We are actually struggling. We'll, I forget how... I'll beat the level. I'll beat the level, then I'll stop. Even though I think when it, since I saved, when I come back, I think I have to beat the level again. Unfortunately. I think. I might be wrong about that. I don't remember how loading works. I don't remember how much the save actually gives you. But we'll go ahead... Oh, wow, I almost didn't make that. We'll go ahead and beat the level. Oh, I didn't even make it. Are you freaking kidding me? I had the turtle shell and everything. Well, I'm pretty sure I can make that jump without it. I jumped over the turtle. I hate my life. I don't hate my life. That's not true. Oh, frick me. Because that turtle wasn't... There we go. This is what we're doing. Can I get over this? Oh, I can, but it bumps you a little bit. It was worth finding out. Hang on, let that turtle come back up. I need him closer to the edge. Oh, I jumped over him! Are you freaking kidding me? Alright. Oh, get over there. Oh, get over there. There it is. Oh my gosh. I so feel what Crash is feeling when you get to the end of the level and just wipe your brow. It's such an achievement. It's such an accomplishment. It's such a relief. We have another boulder dash. That's another running away from a boulder mission. It's a lot harder. But we are going to actually stop the stream there. So, for all of you that joined me on this, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see all of you on another stream in the future. I don't know when it'll be exactly. I might try to do another one tomorrow. The best way to keep in touch of when my streams are going to happen is, of course, following on Twitch, as well as following my Twitter, because I always announce it on Twitter a couple of times, so you'll see it there. Obviously, if you absolutely just don't want to miss anything, the best way to do it is follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, then hit that little notification thing on Twitter. That way you always get my stuff. You don't have to do the notification one, because that will give you all my notifications about literally everything I do. So if that's too much information for you, that's totally cool, but that's the best way to keep up if you absolutely want to. But like I said, I just want to thank you all so much for joining me on this stream. I think I have it set to archive this video. So if you missed the early stuff, or if you are watching this in the future, then obviously the archive worked, but it should archive this once I stop streaming. Should. It should do that. Alright, again, thank you all so much for watching. Hope to see you on the next stream. Bye!